guys, so thanks for tuning in today. On this episode, I wanted to talk about how we can choose joy or how we can be joyful when we're going through difficult situations. As I record this, it's April 2020, and the whole world is going through a common situation. There is a common shared problem that I'm not gonna name or give any more power than it's already had. But yeah, so the whole world is basically going through a conscious awakening. Yeah, I'm gonna say it that way. Trying to be choosy with my words, with what words I use right now. But yeah, so how can we stay joyful or how can we choose joy when going through difficult situations? Because when you're going through difficulty, being happy and being joyful will not be your default setting. Like, your mind will always want to go down a rabbit hole. Your mind and your emotions will always want to go down a rabbit hole, and that's a rabbit hole of negativity. And your mind is like a trickster. It will start to think of worst case scenarios for you, and it will have like so many scenarios of how things could go wrong or how what's already bad could actually be worse. But you cannot entertain that if you really want to stay happy and be joyful, because choosing joy is essential to how you go through difficult situations. And it's essential to whether you win or don't win, and it's essential to how you come out of whatever it is that you're going through. And there are certain things that you will have to do to support yourself if you find that your brain is not supporting you, your mind is not supporting you. And without further ado, let me just share this. So the first thing that we have to do is to control our thoughts, because everything is created twice, that's in our mind, and before it takes on a life on the outside life. So if you see something that's happening on the outside, it just means it was a thought first. So that means like the software I'm sitting on right now, the world itself, the trees, houses, so they all become thoughts first before they actually become things. And that is the same thing for things that are not tangible. So you cannot carry joy in your handbag. That's what I mean. Like, you cannot, you don't go to the shop and buy joy. So even things like that are not tangible, they are still created twice. So that means the thoughts that are going on in your mind are actually causing an effect on what you're feeling and what you're getting on the outside, so the results that you're seeing on the outside. So computer programmers have something called garbage in and garbage out. That means that the things that you're constantly feeding on are going to have an effect on your thoughts as well. They're going to have an effect on your feelings. So if you want to be happy but you're constantly watching negative news, so CNN, constant negative news, that's just an acronym that Mary Morris uses basically. But if you are feeding on CNN but then you want to be happy and you're just feeding on this news 24/7, and you think, oh yeah, but I want to be happy or I want to be joyful, why am I feeling sad, why am I going down a rabbit hole of feeling unhappy? Well, guess what, that's why, because you're putting garbage in and you're expecting to get good stuff out. It doesn't happen that way. So you have to watch what you're putting in your mind, what you're watching, and what you're reading and what you're listening to. All those will have a massive effect on how happy you feel or how joyful you are. So the second thing is to watch what you're saying. There are so many people that will, if they have something going wrong in their life, that they will tell their neighbor, and then they will first of all they'll have a dialogue going on in their mind, because every single one of us has an internal dialogue, and that just runs all the time unless you control it and are intentional about it. So they'll have an internal dialogue going on, and then they'll find people to phone and tell, and then they'll like talk about it over and over again, that you can speak to them 3 days later and they'll run through that script for you again. Oh yeah, I was going through this and this and this. And it's like when you're in pain, physically, so your body is just concentrated on that one part of the body that's actually in pain, and all you want to do is just like you're focused and your mental energy is on that one thing, and you just want to tell everyone how much you're hurting or how much that hurts, and you want to talk about it over and over again. But that actually doesn't help, because you're now concentrating all your mental energy on that one thing, and the more you talk about it, the more it's gaining more energy and more momentum, because our words actually have power. And the more you speak them out, the more power they are getting, and the more they're becoming stronger and becoming like strongholds basically. There is a verse in the Bible that says that we're snared by the words of our mouth. So it kind of means like the words you're saying out, the words that are coming out of your mouth are basically building like a fence around you. So whether that's good words or bad words, if they're bad words, that means that they're obviously building, you're fencing yourself in with your negative energy and with your bad words. So yeah, so you have to be like really, really conscious about your conversation and about what words are coming out of your mouth, because you don't want to be creating more of the negative situation that's already going on. And the third key that you can use is to be intentional, to choose joy, intentional. It will not come automatic for most people unless you've done a lot of work and you can control your mind. It will not come automatic, and you will have to be intentional about choosing joy, whether that's doing things that actually put you in a joyful state. So self-care, good music, reading a good book, hanging out with people that are actually positive. We all know that you can actually go in a room where people are negative. You probably won't even have to hear them talk. If you hang around a negative person, you can feel like a big bad band of energy like that's just in the room. So it helps to hang around people that are actually positive and uplifting and joyful, because that will actually uplift you up. There is something called the law of oh guys, it's just gone out of my mind right now, but basically it's if you have two equal energies together that are good together, and you put them together, and then that becomes stronger. Or you can have one that's weak and you have one that's strong, and the strong one will pull the weak one up. But if you hang around people that are already negative as well, and that are not choosing joy consciously, that means that you are not going to support yourself, and you are just going to be in that loop. You're just going to keep looping around, being negative and being unhappy. So guys, I hope this helps. Please share it with someone that you think it might help, and just leave a comment. Tell me what are your key takeaways, or what are you going to implement, or what can you add onto this list. Obviously this is not exhaustive, there is so many more things that you can do, but these are the key ones. So your mindset, your words, and your intentional actions. Guys, I hope to speak to you soon, and have a nice day. Bye.